Hi. You know, some of you are wondering if you're really ready to move on. And in fact, what does moving on really mean after a major loss or a major life transition? Does it mean that you've gotten over it? And who defines what getting over it actually means? So we're going to get a little in depth with this topic tonight. My name is Sevilla. I love. I'm a licensed therapist with over 20 years of experience. I'm an intuitive and a guide, and I do private sessions. If anyone's interested, you can private message me or go to the About page here on YouTube or on Facebook to find those links. Now, if you've been suffering, whether you're many years out from your loss or whether it's relatively fresh and you have opportunities and choices in front of you, you're not quite sure what's the right choice to make. How do you know when you've moved on or if you're ready to move on? Now, some people may expect that they're going to somehow stop being in love with the other person. Even if you've been divorced, sometimes you still have a sense of being in love with that person, or the person that they were, the person that you were when you were together, when they were alive. And always it's about when you were together, regardless of what brought the relationship here on earth to an end. There are many ways to move through it, and as any grief expert will tell you, as I am, there is no one right way. There's only the right way for you. But how do you define what that is for yourself? So if you find yourself finding attraction to other people, if you find yourself fantasizing about what it would be like to have someone new in your life, or if you're actually in it already and you're struggling with your feelings about this new person and the feelings that you still have for the person that has crossed over, the most important thing for you to remember is that love is the one thing that is indestructible, because it is the source of all things, the being of all things. The creator of all things is the energy and the vibration of pure love. Now, that's not just this romantic love we have in our minds, the egoic love we imagine. It's the unconditional, eternal, creative force of the universe. And once we have a taste of that for someone, regardless of how the relationship ended, that continues on. It continues its influence on the soul of the other person as their love for you continues its influence on you as well. And so the answer to, do I stop having feelings for them in a strong way? My answer to that is no. Now, as the years go by, oftentimes many of those feelings will tend to find their comfort zone. And that means that you have a place for them in your heart where they belong. And that even though it might come busting out at times in full force as if you were in the middle of it still, you're still that 16, 17-year-old girl that fell in love, or the 34-year-old divorcee that met their new handsome love in the wilds of Alaska, like I did, and then lost those loves. That when you come to this stage where it comes busting out, don't panic. It's okay. It just means that that which has been created in love cannot die. And all that has been created in form will cease to be. This little hair clippy I got right here, it's going to be gone. This hair, as a matter of fact. This computer, this video, all of it will cease to exist, as we all will someday, in physical form. And so while your love comes busting out in strange moments, don't allow that to lead you astray to the imaginings that your heart is somehow limited. Because the heart itself is infinite. It is the seat of the soul. It is the mirror we want to polish for the divine to reflect itself off of, the divine, which is that love. So as we find our inspiration in loving another person in that infinite heart that was created from infinite love, there is infinite capacity within you to love. Now, how you want to choose to express that love in this lifetime is up to you. But it's okay to allow yourself the imaginings. It's okay to allow yourself to love again and know that that love will be something new, something completely different, and something totally incomparable. Like two children. If you have more than one child, you know that they're very different people. And yet you love each one deeply for different reasons, don't you? One may bring you troubles, one may bring you joy, but they all came from you, or they all were raised and grown by your love. And so all of that shows you as an example that the heart has infinite capacity. So open yourself to the possibility, if you would like to, and know that the new person will bring new challenges, because in the relationship that was, know that you're likely to bring those issues, whatever you may have had, if you were adored and loved beyond belief, or if you struggled and didn't have the love that you wanted. You're going to bring those issues, those needs, those wants, most likely into the next relationship, even when you think you've done all the work, because you don't know how strong you are until you're tested, and the new person is what's going to test you. And they will bring you to new heights of love, new understandings of love. And the mistakes that you believe are mistakes are really and truly your best teachers. Even if you move into new relationship and you feel or understand that it fails, sometimes we think because it ends, it means it's failed. And that just means that it's come to its end of its purpose in your life. Just like moving through the grades in school. We don't stay in the first, second, or third grade forever, do we? No, we continue to move forward throughout all the grades. All the grades. We continue to move. We are always in a state of becoming, and so is our love. And so is the love that we had for the person that's no longer in our life. That love, too, is still in a state of becoming. It may be frozen in time in terms of the memory that we have, but our understanding of what it was continues to teach us. It continues to inform us how we want to choose to love again, how we need and want to love ourselves. It helps to inform us of the immaturity of the station of love that we may have had at the time, even if it was all that we could give, everything that we had, all that we knew. It was in a state of immaturity because, again, we're always in a state of becoming. So now you look back on it and you go, oh my goodness, what more I could have done? What could I have done differently? I could have done this or that differently. This is the hindsight that's 20/20, but honoring that it was all that it was in its divine purpose, in its divine place, in your life, and in all the lives of the people that that relationship influenced, is held in imperpetuity. I love that word, and I'm glad I said it right. And now, as you hold this sacred place in your heart, you also open up that heart for all the new love and experience that this other love has created a foundation for. And never comparing, always alongside, possibly in tandem, because the love didn't die. It continues on. And now this new love will continue on as well. So can you open yourself to a new form of a new human? Physically, they're going to feel differently. Mentally, they're going to think differently. They're going to laugh differently, express themselves differently. They're going to feel your heart in new ways that you didn't know you could feel. And this means that once you recognize that your heart is infinite, that there's no sense of moving on, but that you have now opened up a new door for new love to walk through, while you continue to honor what was and what still is continuing to evolve and develop in that area, and how it informs this new life that you have now. And know that they can exist together. One does not have to cancel out the other. This is a romantic notion, which is lovely if someone can have that in their life, but it's rare. And especially if you've been widowed young, or you had a loss young in life. You had your twin flame early on and the relationship didn't work. And now you have to find, or you want to find, or you're into finding this new love. And now you're all this beautiful new state of you and all that you are and can be. So allow yourself to be open to the wonderment of this new possibility. And as you accept that you're open, this means that you're ready. That means that you still love. You recognize you have space in your heart, that your heart is infinite, and that you can honor this new love for all it is in its individuality, and that as your issues arise that are going to be inevitably carried over from the past love, that you become the observer of them, not the player in it to your own ignorance, but the observer of your own experience. Because then this allows you to be more aware of what you feel, when you're feeling it, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and where it's coming from. So you can allow your new partner to be free of your old stuff, and you can take the benefit of being able to still learn from the old stuff while experiencing the new person. And this is the beautiful blending of love between souls. That we're all intertwined. That there is no disconnection. And that as you move through this and recognize your readiness, your infinite heart, I pray that you are open to new joy and new happiness, and that you recognize that the new challenges don't mean you're in the wrong place, that you can't love again. It just means that your soul's ready now for the next level of education with this new person, or the new people that will come into your world. Allow yourself to be a graduate of the love that's gone. Not the love that's gone, but the person that's no longer in your life physically. And allow yourself to embrace your new master class in love. And that you're still learning, growing, developing. And as you become more and deeper and more aware and more conscious than you were before, know that that love will continue to influence and impact the soul of that loved one that's crossed over. And that you're never disconnected, even when there's more love brought into your picture, into your life, into your education here on this earth. Many blessings to you. Again, my name is Sevilla, I love. You can learn more about me and my work on the About page on Facebook and on YouTube.